Now that we have your classbook built for you in your Blended Teaching account, it's time to add it into your course in Canvas. Now for this, we use a tool called Deep Linking to make it really easy and flexible to build out the content in the way that you want to for your course. So the first step that you'll need to take is to navigate to the specific course that you'd like to add your content to. So here I'm going to use this test course that I've created, Deep Linking test course. Now that that's in, it's time for us to get started building out the structure of the course. Now, if you already have a structure, let's say it's a week by week set of modules, or it could be that you bunch things based on particular topics, that's great. Keep that structure, and then we'll talk through how to add content in. Although if you'd prefer to keep the content structured along the lines of how you have content structured within your Blended Teaching classbook, well, that works really well too. And what I'd recommend here is that you actually just bunch the materials in this way so that you'd have a module for Introduction to Real Estate Principles, for example, followed by a module for Principles of Real Estate Law. And so let's actually use this as an example. I'll actually remove this one here, and then we'll add a new module, and let's call it Introduction to Real Estate Principles. A little typo in there, but that doesn't matter for the purpose of this test. And then your next module, of course, would be there, Introduction to Real Estate Law. And then we've got our new module, and then you'd go through step by step building that structure. Now that you've done that, you can add your content into each one of these modules. And so here what we're going to do is click the plus icon that you'll see just on the right hand side of this section. Click the drop down, select external tool, and then select Blended Teaching. Now at this point, you are going to be asked for a code which we will have shared with you by email when we let you know that your classbook is ready. So take a look for that email. Let us know if you can't find that code and we'll send it through to you. But you'll just need to put that code in here, click activate, and then from there, you'll be able to access your learning materials. And so I'm going to use an example here. We go into Real Estate Principles, and now I can select that introductory module, which is relevant to that first section in Canvas. Now that that's in, I simply move on to the next one. So we've got Introduction to Real Estate Law. I go back to Blended Teaching. Because I've already put that code in once, I don't need to do it again. And I go back to that class book. Typically, you'll just have one of these. Sometimes you might have multiple if you've got multiple classes yourself using Blended Teaching, or if you have several colleagues within your institution who are also using Blended Teaching. So just make sure you select the right class book. And from there, we'll go into selecting those next modules. And so, well, we don't actually have law content in here, but let's say that this was law, I would just select the modules relevant to that one. Same for any modules that you might have. Let's say you've got finance fundamentals, you can select those relevant modules there. Now, the final thing that's worth noting here is that you'll have two options for quizzes. You can either use the quizzes that are already built into Blended Teaching, or you can build your own quizzes that will run directly in Canvas using our Quiz Builder tool. If you want to use the former and use those quizzes that are already built into Blended Teaching, select the quiz option. If you don't want to, just leave the quiz off, and then you'll be able to build that quiz directly in Canvas. And so I'll add my 5 modules here. And of course, if you've made a mistake, you've added these to the wrong one, no worries, you can actually edit this module here. So Intro to Real Estate Law, well, actually this is Finance Fundamentals, so I'm going to put that in here. Great, that module is updated. I can actually move any of these around as well. I can remove modules after the fact. And so once that content is in, you can restructure it however you want, and you can also add additional bits of content and information here. And really, that's all there is to it. And that is how you can add your content into your page in Canvas using Deep Linking.